Hey everybody, Space Windu here. I have a new lightsaber I want to show you. This is my dark Revan. I think this is an Aux hilt. Either that or it's a One Replica's Kotor hilt, Knights of the Old Republic. This is like a replica of the lightsaber used in the old Knights of the Old Republic game from 2005. And I just did a bunch of modifications to this, such as using one of the knurled pieces that comes with the lightsaber. They were just like screw in, and I turned one of them into the kill key. So that just goes into the 2.1mm recharge port right there. And I have a little drilled out section right here that your finger can slide into to hit the activation button. This runs the Neopixel strips, any type of Neopixel blade. This will run from the Plecter Labs Prizm version 5 that's in this hilt. You can see, and just have like a little blinky in the pommel there. That's how you get to the ports, like the rice port and the socket for the SD card. So as you can see right here, I have the rice port, which you could plug in your Custom Saber Shop rice cable in that port right there. Have let's see if I can get it to focus here. On that, but there's an insert that I built there that houses that rice port, and that also has the SD card, a little accent light in purple, because this is like in the game you are Darth Revan, you're kind of Revan reborn in the game, and this is one of the colors that Darth Revan uses for his lightsaber was purple. When he kind of turned bad, when he was good, he used green. Okay, so this hilt has like a little bit of weathering on it. I'm especially happy with the way the weathering came out on the emitter here. It's almost as if what I was trying to do, as you can see, it's like a crackle. That's what I wanted to have, like the plasma blade is so hot that it causes this discoloration here back to the bare metal. Since I'm at the emitter, you could see that 8-pin DIN port, which is what I use. It's like an audio plug, and that's what I use for all my string blades. This only needs actually 3 of those ports to work, so it's connected to just 3, but I like the connectivity of having 8. When you put the blade in, you have the male side of that, and that just slides in very nicely, very secure connection. Okay, so the emitter has the retention knurled knob there, or a knurled retention screw that you could just do with your thumb and your finger, so you don't need any kind of tools for that. This is just a screw-in piece, like I said, that came with the hilt. The other one I use for the other one we're using for the kill key. So that's how it looks when both of them are in there. Main activation. And the cool thing is, underneath the leather wrap, which I just really love the way that came out, that's like similar in color to the hilt itself, this slate gray leather, which just has some, it's real leather. It has some really nice patina to it, really nice look to that leather. Matches up with this hilt really nicely, and what I did was I just put the aux button underneath the leather. So that's kind of cool, like when you're fighting and you do like a lockup, I kind of like just like squeezing the hilt, and you will hit that button, because as you can see, it's like kind of a little bit of a like a raised portion. It's directly underneath the activation button, so you have no problem like finding that. But if you want to look for it, you could see a little raised indentation there, and that's just the auxiliary button. Now for the pommel, what I did was actually this pommel came solid. It's pommel insert, so I really loved the way the JSKs came out through Bombarda off the FX-Saber forums. He made the JSK, which has a really awesome pommel with 3 cutouts, and I wanted to mimic that, so I kind of carved these out myself and sanded them and filed them, and then you know, you could see through to the ports and the SD card, and then, you know, like I said before, you just undo it and you get to the SD card right there. So let me just show you with the blade in now. It's just a super special blade. I don't know if you can tell, but this is the enhanced blue. So this is from the Custom Saber Shop, the blade tube. There's Adafruit Neopixel strips in here. There's 2 of them back to back, and then they're in there with that DIN plug and Makoto foam as a diffuser, and also several layers of plastic heat shrink and a drilled out tip for the most light possible through here. And the reason why I chose the enhanced blue to go with the Revan, with the dark Revan, is because it shows green and purple, which are like the Revan style colors, really nicely. If I use the photon blade, which you might have seen in another video where it has like a photon green blade, you won't be able to see purple. So that's kind of a problem when we have a Revan lightsaber, although that might be a bit brighter. The enhanced blue is chemical reactive, but it's not as intense as the photonic green. You do get an enhancement here with the color. So this is like a yellowy green. You can change the color here with the Prizm. Getting through teal, blue, it's blue, getting into like the purple range. Now, had somebody recommend on YouTube to go in front of a television screen so you guys can see what like the blade looks like kind of in person, because I feel like you can almost tell by maybe if you took the way the lightsaber looks to you in the camera and the way it looks in the screen, it's somewhere in between that, okay, in like real life. The screen is a little darker than it really is. The front lightsaber, the camera blows it out just a little bit. It's really nice and bright. I would say in the background of the screen, it's darker than it is in real life. So it's somewhere in between. You know, what you see here, what you see back there is probably more of a good representation of like real life. somewhere in between. So I'm just gonna get to like a purple. This purple kind of matches that that purple LED I put in the pommel. So that's pretty cool. And I can change fonts. This is going to font number 1, which is just there's 3 fonts that come with the Prizm. You have light meat, gray meat, and dark meat. So this is light meat, green. Blaster effects are sweet with the Prizm if you haven't seen that before. This is the next default font. I believe this is gray meat. So we have a nice purple for gray meat. This is dark meat, so I got a nice red. Now, in this lightsaber, what I did with the install was like we showed you, like I showed you a minute ago. There's a DIN plug right about here. You have the 2.1mm recharge port, activation button, hidden aux button, and big fat like Orbronic 26650 3.7 volt lithium ion. That's like really huge, just taking up the whole center here. Then what I did was I put the speaker rear facing 2-watt bass speaker right about here in its pod, and then the as you saw, the Prizm is at the end with the rice port and the circuitry down at the bottom here. So the sound has a lot of resonance, basically coming from right about here, and it sounds pretty nice.
My mentor taught me everything about the Force, even the nature of the dark side.
So Prizm can hold 6 fonts. I put a couple more on here for a total of 6, and I just think that this one's so awesome. This one's just for fun.
Activate interlock.
Put on here.
Dynatherms connected. Infocells up. Mega thrusters are go. Let's go.
You know, if you grew up in the 80s like me, this is awesome. This is by Novistar. You can get this on the saberfont.com. Get it for your Plecter Labs boards.
4 feet and legs. 4 arms and body. And I'll hold the head.
That's super awesome. Go check that font out and a bunch more on saberfont.com. And this is Dan Terry, which is just one of my favorite fonts lately. You guys probably see me playing with this one a lot, and basically all my sabers. You always want to pull the blade straight out on a string blade, never twisting. So here's another little close-up on this saber. Really love the leather wrap. The way that grip feels is pretty cool. So basically all the colors are possible with the blue enhanced blade with the 2 strips here. What I have is 2 strips back to back. (144 LEDs per meter), and there is about 128 in this blade here. That's like a crimson. Still comes through great. Red comes through great on the blue enhanced. Green comes out nice. Green seems to be enhanced. Deeper green into the teal. Teal would be enhanced by the blue. Nice, like more ice teal. Like a real blue. This would be the optimum color for the enhanced blade. Looks really nice. It's not really a Revan color though. More like getting one of these purples, or even in the crimson or the red range. So you basically have access to all the colors in this enhanced blue. That's like I said before, that's different from the green, which you don't have access to all the colors when you mix through the photonic green. Okay, so that's basically it on this saber. I think that's all the details. This one is going to be available on the FX-Saber forums for sale. If you want to take a look at it there, you can go. I'll put a link in the description here. And thanks for saberifying with me and taking a look at this dark Revan leather-wrapped lightsaber powered by Plecter Labs. Really liking these Neopixel strips. They're super bright, as you could tell from some of my other videos where I actually put them to the light meter, and you can tell how bright they really are. You can see in the TV here something in between the lightsaber image and the TV image is like what you will see in person. So I hope that helps. Thank you to my viewer who recommended that, because I did know that little trick, but it's something I'm really thinking about when I'm showing the saber. But I'll probably do it more from now on. And thanks for taking a look at this video, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Meet me over at FX-Sabers.